Gun control. This is an important topic to break down for you, because as technology advances, so does the lethality of our weapons. Assault rifles are actually becoming obsolete because there are better killing machines that will replace them. If the bad guys own even deadlier weapons than assault rifles, wouldn't you want good guys to also have those weapons to fight back on equal footing? Or would you prefer that no good guys had them, which wouldn't make any sense? When more good people have weapons, it acts as a deterrent compared to if we were living in gun-free zones. The cowardly bad guys literally target gun-free zones because no one has a gun to shoot back at them. Since it's inevitable that bad guys will have those weapons, while we ban those weapons for good people, then you should be able to see how that drastically reduces the safety of our communities. What we will do to partially solve the problem is to increase the efficacy of the vetting process using better testing protocols, and later AI brain scans to determine mental fitness. But that's just part of it. Just so we're on the same page, that's an existing technology we have access to, so we can avoid giving guns to non-mentally fit individuals. It's tough to admit we need to make guns more accessible to good people, but now you agree. No, you don't agree. Okay, so we'll ban guns for good people, while the bad people can extremely easily 3D print them, easily access them on the dark web, or easily smuggle into our communities, especially since we already have hundreds of millions of guns in circulation that we can never realistically remove. Admit it, if the bad guys get the big guns easily while the good guys can't access them, and are vulnerable in gun-free zones, then clearly that makes no sense. Right. Handheld weapons aren't the only weapons we have to worry about, but also weaponized drones in air, on land, and at sea that we need to be able to eliminate with guns. The deaths that do occur from having too many guns in circulation, like accidents, suicides, and heat of passion killings, are minuscule compared to the mass deaths that would occur if no good guys had the advanced weaponry to protect our communities. We need to be able to shoot down drones, end active threats, and deter would-be criminals. You still don't agree? Sarcasm starts. Okay, we'll go ahead and give up trying to protect ourselves, while the technology that the bad guys have over us gets even deadlier and easier to access. Read that again. Sure, that makes perfect sense. Sarcasm ends. Additionally, there are new technological solutions to actually prevent all death by active shooters in all public spaces, such as schools, malls, subways, etc. It's called an AI active threat response system, and it consists of traps planted throughout the complex that work in conjunction with video surveillance and sophisticated sensors to first identify the active shooter. Not only will it immediately stop the threat, but also once it's known that it is implemented in all schools or random schools, then it becomes the perfect deterrent to would-be shooters. Literally, it solves the problem. All of the would-be shooters that would have planned on killing without immediate consequences will now be deterred from doing so. It can either be operated by AI or a human controller. The system will activate when it detects gunshots, even if muzzled with a suppressor, because it's also using image recognition to identify the weapon. If it's a human controller, then he or she can hone in on the active shooter and make the choice of either debilitating the threat or eliminating it. The controller can trigger an explosive trap planted in walls, ceilings, or floors that will subdue or kill the threat when they travel over it. The other, more safe option that can be built in is to turn on a hidden electromagnetic lifting magnet to instantly pull the weapon away. When you walk by the magnet, your gun will fly out of your hands and stick to the floor, ceiling, or wall, and you can't pull it off. You may even get your fingers, hand, or arm crushed. That technology is already being used today by cranes at garbage dumps and can also be used by police officers at scenes to stop an active threat without having to kill them. A land or air drone with a smaller version of the magnet will zip over to the person wielding the blade or gun, then activate the powerful magnetism to take their weapon from their hands. That is the solution to drastically reducing unnecessary deaths by cops, and it's extremely simple to develop. Another technology solution is to use mini-drones the size of golf balls, which will zip over to the active threat and blow up in their face. Do you understand the society we could have if committing a violent crime simply isn't a thought someone has because they know from seeing that it would just be suicide to start shooting or stabbing people? An alternative to a lethal blast is to explode a sedative gas, powder, or liquid that will subdue the active threat in seconds. Now you have the most accurate understanding of the gun control debate to protect our Second Amendment rights. You're doing great.